How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a good Saturday. Don't really have a subject matter to talk about today. Really just wanted to have a rant in regards to what is going on today. And I always say, you see what's happening in the news, you see what's happening online, you see what's happening in your front or backyard. My perspective is, what daily things are you actually doing on a regular basis to try to change the situation? You know, a lot of people are making bank right now with their unemployment. And I'm not saying whether good, bad, or indifferent, whether you agree, whether you disagree, kind of all irrelevant for what I'm talking about right now, because the time of meaningless arguments is over with, my personal opinion. Now, if you're going to have a valid discussion, like me and my buddy Adrian had a valid discussion yesterday about what's going on in today's world, what do we see happening today, what do we see happening for tomorrow, et cetera, and so forth. Those kind of discussions need to happen more and more every day, for the simple fact that a lot of people love to waste their time arguing about things that just don't matter. And they put it. And me and him were having a discussion yesterday. It really reminded me that so many people spend so much time and energy into things that have nothing to do with their life outcome. And if you get offended by what I'm saying or what I'm going to say, then that's on you. This isn't to offend, it's just to bring some perspective. You know, I have a mindset of stop thinking Democrats and Republicans, start thinking check-ins and savings. You know what I'm saying? Stop thinking NBA and NFL and start thinking LLCs, S corps, etc. Like that's where the mindset needs to go right now. Okay, stop thinking CNN and Fox News. Start thinking partnerships, collaborations. Maybe there's online courses I can take when this pandemic is over with. There's other actual physical classes I can take when it comes to being an entrepreneur, having a skilled trade, maybe getting a CDL license, commercial driver's license. Becoming a plumber, et cetera, and so forth. Or maybe I'm good at cooking. How can I maybe create good content online and share that content with the world? That's another thing, because we live in a content creation time frame. So why not think of a way where you can actually use that content and create content and share it with the world? That's how I look at it. For the most part. But a lot of people just don't think like that because they just think how they're told to think. And as reasonable adults, I say reasonable, I don't care what side you're on when it comes to politics or sports or whatever else. It's kind of all irrelevant at this point. Well, what is relevant at this point is what's coming in your checkings and what's going in your savings. Okay, because the crazy thing, and me and my friend Adrian was talking about this, which we could have a discussion face-to-face about this right now. One discussion we did have about this, that's my dog whining right now, that a lot of people are going to come out of this thing even worse. And the main reason why they're going to come out of this thing worse, even the ones who that are banking, because a lot of people don't think that the well's going to run dry when it comes to unemployment. One, two, a lot of people aren't thinking in regards to what's their next step, what's their next move. So that they are not put in this position again, because the numbers of unemployed people last month in April is kind of crazy, kind of ridiculous nationwide. Doesn't matter if you live in a blue state or a red state. It's crazy. Like I said, all of that is irrelevant right now. Start thinking check-ins and savings instead of gossip and hating. Start thinking about your next move instead of what side you're on and all that crap and who you're going to vote for. Because I said this, and I'll say this till the day I die. Who you spend your money with and who you vote and who you bank with counts way more than who you vote for. Okay? Because you get paid more times out of the month than you do for somebody you vote during the year. I'm not shying on anybody who's in the political process and that's actually doing some good for people, whatever side that you're on. But for regular working people to spend so much time and energy on something that they're not making a monthly income off of, kind of ridiculous in my personal opinion. So that's just how I look at it in that regards. Okay. What do you like with all this free time? What are you actually doing with it right now? The extra free time that I'm having, hey, I'm using it to try to build up my business more. Hey, I'm writing blogs now, hey, check them out. I'm creating newsletters. It's like I'm engaging with more people and I'm plotting and strategizing on the next business moves to make. You don't know, There's Anything Goes. We sell products and whatnot. We have a Karat Bar's international business. Basically, you buy gold, you save it, you can trade it, you can refer others on the platform. It's referral marketing in a sense, if you, as an option, if you want to make money off of people who sign up under your business and go from there. Okay, but and then the other side with Patterson are properties, wholesaling properties. You know, looking for distressed properties, looking for the right buyers, looking for the right sellers, all that good stuff. Buying properties within the Pennsylvania, Maryland area, buy and hold and whatnot. You know what I mean? Rental properties. Okay, so that's my business acronym. If you don't know, but anyways, at the end of the day, that's what my mindset is on. Right? Okay, a lot of people know way more about things that have nothing to do with actually what keeps the lights on and keeps the roof over their head, and they do all this. Everybody wants to be entertained. There's nothing wrong with being entertained. I don't mind being entertained, but you know, time for just worrying about being entertained is over with. With all the craziness going on, you know, it's just everybody needs to be on their P's and Q's and be on their guard. You know, and quote unquote, as we see all more and more states open up, you know, it doesn't mean, you know, hey, it's just going to be a big party, big smorgasbord, and we're just going to go out and forget like nothing ever happened. You know, this thing is serious, whether you want to believe it or not. And what you do is on you. I don't, you know, hey, it's your life. You want to, you know, the only risk I like to take is a financial risk. And even if I need to have a face mask on, then so be it. Those are the kind of risks I like to take with my life. And even then, there's boundaries. But like I said, everyone's different. So I respect that. I got nothing bad to say about it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, what are you really trying to do? Okay, nothing against the football fans, but if you know more about the Redskins, the Dallas Cowboys, or whomever your team is, but you don't have your own team making power moves, because when the players hit the field in the NFL, one, they work their butts off to get there, and two, they work their butts off to stay there, and then three, they work their butts off to have assets outside of that equation, because that's just a job. For the smart people who are in the NFL, football isn't life, it is a game, and then they create a great life because of that game, and they create their own games, their own power moves. You know what I mean? That's what I would just say. And I see a lot of people opening up their more and more businesses now, and I say kudos to them, because you need more of that. And even if not, it's yourself educated when it comes to even purchasing more assets and things of that nature, partnerships, you know, own something. You know, it's like, it's very serious. I mean, and then just imagine the people that own their properties and no mortgages on it right now, just imagine the only thing they got to worry about is two things: insurance and property taxes. So they lost their job, they're able to drive for Grubhub or DoorDash or something to that effect, even Uber Eats, you know what I mean? They're good, you know? And then it's like I told my buddy Adrian yesterday, if you're a person that has moved to another part of the country, say if you move from the West Coast to the South, or no Northeast to the South or the Midwest, and if you were doing bad there, and if you bring that same mindset to wherever you go, for example, if you moved from New York to North Carolina and you brought that same mindset to when you were broke as a joke in New York to North Carolina and you still broke as a joke, you know, that says a lot. I have a high school friend who went from here to Texas and he's doing great, but he had a different mindset. And that's the thing. A lot of people move to a cheaper part of the United States, but you're probably going to see more of an influx of that happening. But with the mindset be, I'm just going to have a job, and just because the rent is cheaper or the mortgage is cheaper, everything is going to be all right, and I don't have nothing to worry about. We millennials know that that's BS. Let's just call it what it is. Other generations could have that. We and the younger generations, we know that that is complete, you know what. So with that being said, if you're going to do that, just have a different mindset. That's all I'm suggesting, because it's your life at the end of the day, and you do what makes you happy. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's about making money moves, whether you want to or not, because if you don't make money moves, money is going to move over you, and then you're not going to like it. Because ask the people that are in Austin, Texas, who are going to see their cost of living go up due to a lot of the tech jobs going there, Austin, Texas. I'm just saying. Okay, Houston, Texas is a city that's getting gentrified. Atlanta, Georgia is being gentrified. New Orleans being gentrified. Every major city is being gentrified, United States. Miami's being gentrified. Okay, all these are all cities within the South that are cheap, where there's no state income tax. Okay, so a lot of that is moot, and it's not to say this state is better than that state. It's all to say is if you don't have the right mindset, whether you live in New York, California, Florida, Texas, if your mindset is I'm just going to have a 9 to 5, not have any assets, not become more financially literate, and get in the category of financial intelligence, then you are hustling backwards, as they would say. And you're playing the game wrong. You're kind of playing yourself in a sense. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but I'm just going to call it like I see it. Okay, it doesn't really matter the number of your zip code if the number of your salary and your assets are not increasing. The amount of what you're saving isn't increasing. Because there's a lot of six-figure employees out here that are still living paycheck to paycheck, whether they live in Texas or whether they live in Virginia, whether they live in California, whether they live in Kansas. Because you can make all the money in the world, but if you don't know what you're doing when it comes to money and you're not constantly trying to actually educate yourself on the subject of finances and even consulting with professionals like a CPA, then you will be screwed. So in my mindset is just constantly get educated on the subject matter, just like I do on a regular basis. I learn something new every day, and that is a goal of mine to do that. You know, constantly educate yourself every day as much as you can, and then go from there. You know, and when you get the information, share it out to the world. That's the beautiful thing about social media, putting that good, positive information, positive energy out there, because there's already enough negativity out here, and we don't need to continuously just discuss the bad. You know what I mean? So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please, if the free stuff, I like and share. I appreciate that more than anybody is purchasing something off my my store. Sign up with Care Bars International. There's plenty of videos out there. If you're on my social media platform, I link videos to it all the time. It's a beautiful platform to buy gold. If you want to refer others so you can make money off of the gold that they purchase and their referrals, if you want to, etc. But it's like I said, 2020 and beyond, it's about not only appreciating who you have in your life, what you have in your life and whatnot, but it's about making money moves and keeping currency in your circle. You know, there's a post I put on social media the other day. If you got a big circle around you and you're not inspired, you don't really have a circle. You kind of have a cage. And I've seen a lot of people surrounded by a big cage because they're not inspired, unless they want to just watch a football game or whatnot. Not knocking it, but I want to be inspired more with my life outside of a football game. You feel me? So, anyways, take care, family.